Seraphs are, have a very important assignment, in the realms of eternity in relation to the glory of God and creation. Now, for example, the only reference, as it were, of seraphs in scriptures is in the book of Isaiah chapter 6. When Isaiah saw them and described them as shouting and screaming, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God." Now, seraphs are beings that function within the glory of God, and an important expression of their ministry is that they help to unveil, they help to remove the veil, from creation to access greater levels of glory. Now, in chapter 28 of the book of Ezekiel, when God was speaking in reference to Lucifer, now, one of the privileges that Lucifer enjoyed that was mentioned in that scripture is that as a cherub, he had walked up and down the stones of fire. Now, the stones of fire in that scripture is spoken in reference to seraphs. Now, the stones of fire upon which Lucifer had walked up and down is not stones of fire that he was stepping upon. That's just spiritual parable. Now, what happened is that the stones of fire are spoken in reference to beings or living creatures that from time to time allow cherubs like Lucifer, while he was literally before the fall, to experience baptisms that facilitated greater access into the glory of God. Now, seraphs still do that today, not only in relation to cherubs, but also in relation to the saints. Now, from time to time, seraphs, the ministry of seraphs are activated, and whenever their ministries are activated, what happens is that greater levels into the glory of God becomes accessible to saints. Greater, levels into the wisdom of God. Greater, level into the substance of the person and the mysteries of God become available. Now, when seraphs shout or scream, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God." Now, it's not as though they call holy 3 times. Now, what happened is that through their call, a greater level of God's glory becomes unveiled. And what they do is that they do not call holy 3 times. Now, it is a call that unlocks. It is a shout, as it were, that causes, the glory of God at a greater height to open up. And when they do that, a deeper expression of the glory of God in the person of Christ, becomes, available, becomes accessible to all creation.